Shavua Tov Rabotai. We're continuing with Mishnah Yomi with Terumot in the fourth parak at the 11th Mishnah, continuing on the theme of being mevatel, or being ole truma that fell into chulin accidentally in 100 or 101, and cases where Rabbi Eliezer was mekel. Hopefully your ears perked up yesterday during Korach, at the very end of Korach, where we said Kod Sho Mimenu, talking about Trumat Meiser. We said that according to the Bartanura, back in Mishnah Zion, the source, the asmachta, the support for the rabbinical nature of being mevatel truma in 100 or 101 was this Kod Sho Mimenu, was that the Trumat Meiser, which is 1% of the total, if it fell back into the total, it would be Mekadesh it. So therefore 1 out of 100 was Mekadesh, but out of 100 and more, or 101, was not. So now here we are in Mishnah 11, Seya Truma, Shenafla al pi megura ukvo. So there was a Seya of Truma. It fell into the opening of the storehouse, the granary. There's a lot more grain in the storehouse, but we're not sure if there's 100. That's going to be the issue. But it fell at the opening, near the doorway. Ukva'a, and he skimmed off the top. So he's trying to save his chulin from becoming meduma. So he skims off where he thinks the truma fell, by the entrance. Rabbi Eliezer Omer im yesh bi kafui me'aseya. So Rabbi Eliezer here is makel, and he says, if the skimmed off part and the other grain in the storehouse is 100, taleb echad b'meya, then it goes up, it becomes batel in 101. So he's makel to combine the grain, further back in the storehouse with the grain at the opening where the truma fell. We know it fell in, and we know it fell near the opening, near the doorway. That makes sense. But Rabbi Eliezer is makel to combine the rest of the storehouse with it. Rabbi Yeshua Omer lo tale. Rabbi Yeshua says that doesn't work because we know the grain fell near the front. So what does Rabbi Yeshua suggest? He says, Seya truma shenafla al pi megura. If it falls near the doorway of the granary, yakifena, so you have to really skim, not just scoop it, but really scoop it, skim it, and scoop it off, really try to get all of it. Imken lam amru truma ole be'echad meya. So if you really have to make sure you get the truma, you can't just take off some and hope you got it. You really have to, dig deep and get it. So why do they say it's batel in 101 according to Yeshua? Imena yedua im bluaten. He says that's if you don't know if it was mixed. If you don't know where it's mixed, o la'ain nafla, or where it fell in. It says if you don't know where the truma is, then if you have 101, it's batel, and you can take out one seya to give to the Kohen, but really lemaisa it's batel, and it doesn't make everything meduma. It doesn't make everything a mixture of truma and chulin. But if you know where it is, according to Rabbi Yeshua, you have to get it out. Whereas Rabbi Eliezer was mekel, even if you know where it is generally, you can still rely on bittul and say it's mevatel in 101. Good. Mishnah Yud Beis. Shtei kupot. There's 2 boxes of grain. Shtei megurot, or 2 storerooms for grain. Shnafla seya truma latoch echad mehen. And truma fell into one of these. Ve'ein yedua la'ezer nafla. So Schrodinger's truma, we don't know where the truma is. The truma fell into one of these things, but we don't know which one it is. Mishnah rules ma'alot zo et zu. They are ma'ale, they allow it to be mevatel in combination, one to the other. It means we consider it as if they're joined together, even though there's 2 different boxes. There's box A and box B. There's truma fell into one of these boxes, but we don't know which. And because we don't know which, we can treat it halachically as if the seya fell into one total, as if the boxes are combined. So if you have 50, at least 50 in each box, then they're going to be male and me'ev echad in 101. You're going to be okay. So that's a pretty amazing kula, that because we don't know where the truma is, we can combine the possible places where the truma might be to be mevatel the truma. Rabbi Shimon Omer afilu hem b'shtei ayarot malot zovazo. Shimon says even if they're in different cities. It's hard to imagine a case, but I guess if truma fell into one of the boxes and then they carted the truma off to a different city, to distribute over there, or they told them truma fell in and it was on the wagon, it was going somewhere, whatever it was, but you don't know which one. So even then, Rabbi Shimon is makel that these combine the possible locations of truma combine to get your 101 to be mevatel the truma. Shkoyach Rabosai, good voch.